Hello, everyone. Hi. It's Janine here. And tonight I'm going to be talking about The Outsiders. So let me go ahead and turn this off. So I hope that everybody is having a wonderful time wherever you are. This is my little friend. So let's get into it. The Outsiders started as a book written by S.E. Hinton. I think it's Hiton. And it was a series of books. The first book was The Outsiders. The second book was That Was Then, This Is Now. And then the last book was Rebel Fish. And I read all of the books first when I was in high school, and it's a coming of age story of these teenagers in the 1950s, and the main character is Pony Boy. I got his name on here. The main character is Pony Boy Curtis, and he has two older brothers, Daryl and Soda Pop Curtis. And so, like I said, start off as a book, and then the students read the books, and I don't know how it got made into a movie, but this librarian, I think she wrote to the author and said that it should be written into a book, into a movie, 'cause all these students that came to the library, had read the book, and so they got, Francis Ford Coppola to direct, and it was set in 1950s, and it was made in let me see, I got my notes, in 1983, and what the movie really it was very visual. If you know who Ford Coppola is, he has his own style. And so it's about, again, it's about these two rival gangs, the greasers and the socius. And so again, Pony Boy Curtis and Daryl Curtis and Soda Pop. Pony Boy Curtis was played by C. Thomas Howell. You may remember him from Red Dawn. You may not, because I'm talking about Red Dawn in 1980. So I know some of you guys are younger and don't remember that movie. But it starred C. Thomas Howell as Pony Boy Curtis. And then and then Daryl was played by Patrick Swayze. I got a thunderstorm alert. Daryl was played by Patrick Swayze. He's the oldest brother, and then Soda Pop was played by Rob Lowe. And so it's a family. And what happened was, their parents, the Curtis family parents, were killed in a train accident. So leaving these three teenagers to raise themselves. And Patrick Swayze was the oldest, so he was raising his two younger brothers, um, Soda Pop and Pony Boy, and they're all greasers. And why they're called greasers is because they put grease in their hair. And then the socials were the rich kids. And so it's just like this rivalry between them two, between the rich social kids, socials, and the poorer working class kids, the greasers. So and then also there were a lot of stars who got their chance in this film. Uh, my favorite being what's his name? Oh, what is his name? I can't remember his name right now. Mission Impossible. You know, the Mission Impossible. Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise was in this movie. So I think this was his first movie. So Tom Cruise played one of the greasers. Let's see, Johnny, who was Pony Boy's best friend, was played by Ralph Macchio, who went on to do all the Karate Kid movies. And then Keith, who's also in the movie, one of the greasers, was played by Emilio Estevez. And then on the social side, Leif Garrett. I don't know who you guys know who that was, but he was very popular in the 1970s. He was a pop star. He played like the lead Soch. And then Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, he made an appearance in it. And then when the girl Soches, Sherry, was played by Diane Lang. And the movie really inspired me because of the music by Stevie Wonder. He sings the song Stay Gold. And then also, it was my first introduction into the world of poetry. Because one of the main poem, well, there was only one poem in the movie called Nothing Gold Can Stay by Robert Frost. Robert Frost was a poet from 1874 to 1963. And so there was a scene in the movie where Pony Boy and Johnny, they had ran away from home. There was some trouble with the socialists. They had got into a fight with the socialists, and the lead Soch, played by Leif Garrett, was drowning. He was drowning Pony Boy in this fountain. So Johnny stabbed the Soch, and they had to run away from home. He killed him, but he was trying to stop him from killing Pony Boy. So he stabbed him, and with the assistance of Dallas was one of their friends, played by Matt Dillon. They escaped. They ran away out to the country to this farm. So the whole scene, they were standing on top of the hill, Pony Boy and Johnny. They were standing on this hill and they were watching the sun come up in the morning. And it was real peach color, just beautiful. So then Pony Boy recites this poem by Robert Frost, and I'm going to recite it for you. Nothing gold can stay. Nature's first green is gold, her harvest hue to hold. Her early leaves a flower, but only so an hour. Then leaf subsides to leaf, so Eden sank to grief. So dawn goes down today, nothing gold can stay. So that poem has always stuck with me. It's meaning that when you're young, everything is golden and everything is brand new. And then when you get old, it's over. Your youth is over. And so that's what it's talking about, how you're young and you're golden. You just so and then you get older and things are different. So you should value the time of being young. Nothing gold can stay. And so that's how this movie really influenced me. It started me on my journey to loving poetry and trying to figure out how to write poetry. And then just the visuals in this movie. If you haven't seen The Outsiders, I strongly suggest maybe you should read the books first and then see the movie. I don't know, whichever way you want to do it. Because if you don't read the book and you watch the movie, you can still understand the movie. But it's just an awesome movie. The visuals was just amazing. The music, the costumes, the socials, because they were rich kids, they wore khaki pants and preppy. They were preppy. The rich kids were preppy. And then the greasers wore blue jean jackets or cut off t-shirts. And they had combed their hair back with a whole bunch of grease. That's why they were greasers. And just a wonderful cast of people, cast of actors, introduced all these new actors. Like I said, C. Thomas Howell. C. Thomas Howell went on to do, what am I trying to say? He did this movie called, I think, Soul Man, which is not a good movie. He was in blackface, so I didn't appreciate that. So C. Thomas Howell, Patrick Swayze, who went on to do Dirty Dancing after this film. Rob Lowe, he was in a lot of films. St. Elmo's Fire. I think he was considered part of the Brat Pack in the 1980s. You can look that up, the Brat Pack. And then Matt Dillon, he was awesome. He's gone on to do some really good. He was in a series a couple years ago. It's kind of apocalyptic. Can't say it. He was in a movie. So all these actors, Ralph Macchio, Tom Cruise, Emilio Estevez. So all these actors, it was like introduced all these actors who went on to do, not all of them, but the majority of them went on to do, really big things. So you want to watch The Outsiders and see who these actors are and think about how they progressed starting from this one film. So, anyways, I'm going to get off. I just wanted to review this movie and talk about how it influenced me. And this is a very short video. I hope you enjoyed it. And I thank who's on here joining me right now. I thank you for coming in. And I might do another movie next week or this coming week. I may talk about another movie. I'm not sure. Possibly on Tuesday. Um, I'll post it if I decide to talk about another movie. So I hope you guys have a wonderful evening, morning, night, wherever you are. And thank you again for joining me. Bye bye.